Hey guys, what's up? First of all, 4,000 subscribers. I have recently reached 4,000. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, I greatly appreciate it. And just let us continue to grow as a community and as a channel together. So, what exactly is a JRPG? This is a question that has been asked a lot of times in my channel, and it's a topic that has been discussed to death. And not since I started making videos in English about RPGs, no. This goes way back, ever since the first video I uploaded about RPGs, which was around 9 years ago, I believe. People have been, asking about this. They're always saying, this is not an RPG, this is not a JRPG, this is not this, whatever. The thing is that this is a video a lot of people have been requesting over time because they want me to say what is a JRPG from my perspective. And at first I thought, there's just no perspective here. I thought it was something objective, because it was a very simple question. In my opinion, back then, it was a question that shouldn't exist. It should have never been asked, except if you really want to know. If you don't know anything about RPGs or video games, it's legit to ask. But if you do know, then why are you asking? What's the point? Are you trolling? So when I first read someone a long time ago saying to me in one of my tops, these are not JRPGs, even though I was completely sure all of them were JRPGs, he's gotta be trolling, right? He's gotta be trolling. So I ignored these people, but time went on and more people began exchanging their ideas, commenting their opinions on the matter. And there's just a lot of people who say that certain types of games are not JRPGs. And this might surprise you to know, but I don't have a deep analysis on this situation, on this topic. I don't have much to say, because to me, a JRPG is a Japanese role-playing game. That's all there is to it. And back then I thought that was completely objective. Like, there's no way you could argue with that. What does the J means? What does every single letter means? Okay, R means role, P means playing, and G means game. So role-playing game. What's the J for? Japanese. Isn't that simple enough? But no, that explanation didn't satisfy a lot of people. They were angry, and some people even resorted to insulting me. Like, no, you're an idiot, those are not JRPGs, those are turn-based RPGs. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to see what the problem here is. There are a lot of people who think that JRPG is a genre, and I don't think so. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if this is objective or subjective, but for now, let us leave it at like that it's subjective. That's my opinion. Even though I'm pretty sure this is a fact, but okay. Let's pretend that I'm being subjective, and I'll open up to discussion and to ideas. I never close I never shut myself out of what other people think. To me, and that your opinion is important, I always read the comments, and I do my best at replying to the most of them. So the thing is that it seems to me that a lot of people think that JRPG is a genre, and to me, the only genre is RPG. Role-playing video games are a genre, but people just want to make it as a fact, make it as objective as possible, and prove their point that a JRPG is a genre. But how can a role-playing game made in another country by that country's people be another genre than what other people do from another country? I just think it makes no sense. I think a WRPG means Western RPGs, which is referring to America, I believe, only America. So should we call these RPGs Asian RPGs then? Or what about RPGs made in Europe? European RPGs? ERPGs? Or if it's Asian RPGs, Asian RPGs? But if Western means American, the entire continent, then it's American RPGs? I mean, you see my point, right? I'm sorry, but to me, a JRPG is a Japanese role-playing game. There's nothing more to it. It doesn't mean that, oh, if the role-playing game, or okay, the game has action elements, no, that's an action RPG. That's not a JRPG. But it was made in Japan by Japanese people. So okay, maybe we should call it Japanese action RPG. If it's a strategy RPG, okay, let's call it a Japanese strategy RPG, a JSRPG. If it's a turn-based, it's the same situation. So I think, in my opinion, in my perspective, a lot of people are confusing words here, twisting words and twisting facts. I think what they're really trying to say, argue and or ask is what exactly is a role-playing video game? What exactly is an RPG? But the J just means Japanese, just means the game was made in Japan. But then a lot of purists are going to say, but what about games that are not RPGs made in Japan? So if it's a shooter or a shoot 'em up, should we call them Japanese shoot 'em ups instead of calling a shmups? Let's just say J-shmups. Yeah, that'll be ideal, in my opinion. Somebody was saying the other day, and this is someone who has been arguing about this topic, and he said that these letters, the J or the W or whatever, should not exist. I completely agree with that. The fact that I don't do this in my channel, the fact that I keep calling them top 10 best JRPGs, top 10 worst JRPGs, top 10 whatever JRPGs, is because I don't want people to come into my channel and say, hey, that's a Japanese RPG, or all of your games are, all of the games on this list are Japanese, so why didn't you just call the video top 10 blah 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 JRPGs? Which it's an endless circle, you see, we're going back to the beginning over and over again. So the thing is, what should we do as gamers to discuss this topic, to avoid stupid and endless arguments about what's a JRPG and what's not? Maybe this guy is right. Maybe the J shouldn't exist, because after all, it's a role-playing game. It doesn't matter where it's from, it's still a role-playing game. But since I focus mostly on role-playing games made in Japan, I have to put the J in every single one of my videos. I hope you understand that. But that's beside the point. The point is that, to answer your question, a JRPG is just a Japanese RPG. For example, as a lot of you already know, I am a writer, and I don't want to be pretentious showing this, but it's just to prove my point. This is a book I wrote, and this is another book that I wrote. I'm showing you the images so you can see that this is anime style. If you look at the back of this, you will find another image, another drawing that is anime style. So who wrote these books? Me. Where am I from? Mexico. So are these books supposed to be called Japanese novels? Japanese books? No, because I wrote them. And I'm from Mexico, so these are Mexican books, right? So, who drew these images? These two. they're definitely not people from Japan, which lead us to the same question, to the endless circle, to the endless monotonous argument on what exactly is. When should we call something Japanese? I say we should call something Japanese when it was made in Japan and or by Japanese people, or by one Japanese guy or two Japanese people, whatever. Made in Japan by Japanese people. That's what the JRPG is to me. Simple as that. Now, I think the question here is, what exactly is an RPG? What exactly is a role-playing game? And I know a lot of you want me to share my point of view of this. I know a lot of you want me to make a video on this topic. And I made something very similar called The Truth About RPGs, which you can watch on my channel. I made this video around 2 months ago, and I explain a lot of things and my points of view on certain things about RPGs. But what exactly is an RPG? That is just something that I can't answer anymore. I'm sorry. Why? Because genres, video game genres nowadays are so messed up, so mixed up, that it's just really hard to establish what exactly is an RPG. And I'm not an expert. I know a lot of you look up to me. I greatly appreciate that. You respect me. You admire my work and what I do, but you gotta get this straight. I am not an expert. I am just a guy who knows and has played a lot of RPGs, especially JRPGs, and I'm just sharing with you my opinion. Which ones I like, which ones I hate, which ones I think are hidden gems, which ones I think are unknown, etc. All of this is entirely subjective, and you know that. So I am not an expert, and I can't make a video about that. I can't talk about the genre. I came here today to talk about the J in JRPGs, but that's just it. I already answered that. So for those expecting me to make a video about what's an RPG and what's not, I'm tired of that. There's a lot of comments, you know, especially when it comes to videos that include Dark Souls or any of those other games that, like Nier or like Drakengard, that are RPGs in my opinion, but in other people's opinion are not RPGs. And every once in a while I find myself arguing with these people. If you're the one who has made comments like this, I have discussed with you this. I have replied to you before, maybe not, but I have replied to some people about what is an RPG to me, and we always get into this endless argument. So from now on, this is the video I'm making to clarify what is a JRPG, and to clarify also that I'm not an expert, I'm not a historian, and I don't know exactly what's an RPG anymore. I could tell you what is an RPG to me, in my opinion, but I will need an entirely different video for this. I'll think about it, but I'm gonna have to be very careful with that video, because apparently there's a lot of people in my channel who can't seem to understand that these videos are only my opinion. I recently started a series called What the Hell Happened To. I have made What the Hell Happened to Grandia and What the Hell Happened to Suikoden. There have been people correcting me on my channel about some facts that I said wrong, or some things that I made a mistake. And yeah, they're right, I apologize. But that's just something that's going to, you know, continue happening, because I am not an expert. I'm just sharing my opinion. And yes, I am trying to be as objective as possible in those What the Hell Happened To videos, but in the end, it's just what the hell happened to those games in my opinion. So if I get a fact wrong, I apologize. I can't do anything to change it, because I will have to delete the video, lose a lot of views, a lot of comments, a lot of everything, and re-upload it, you know, and I don't want to do that. So I am not the gaming historian. I am not a historian, so please understand that. And with that in mind, I just don't see the possibility of me making a video about what exactly is an RPG. But a video about what do I think is an RPG, it might happen. But for now, that's what I think a JRPG is. It's nothing more than a Japanese RPG or Japanese role-playing game made in Japan and or made by Japanese people. So that's it, guys. You are, as usual, free to share your opinion. What do you think about this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'll read it. Don't worry about it. So thank you for watching. Sorry if this took too long. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time.